Morning, and here we are to do our daily challenge. Now, the challenge we're doing today is really quite a difficult one and quite an emotional one. So you'll need your journal or a piece of paper. A piece of paper actually might be good because if you're writing in the journal, you're going to be pulling the page out of your journal. So whatever you'd prefer to do. Now, this month, and particularly around this energy of the moon and everything else, it's very, very heart-centered, and it's very much about us really connecting with our heart and letting go of our past pains and traumas so that we can move on and start new beginnings without carrying these memories of wounding and pain with us. Because when we carry these woundings with us, it often makes us repeat the pattern. If we haven't fully let go of it and understood that it doesn't serve us anymore, we can actually create the same situation over and over again unwittingly, or a variation of the situation which will bring us the same wounding and pain. So just quite an emotional one to do today. So it is very challenging. So you need to do this when you've got time to be on your own, to process it properly and to fully commit to letting these woundings go. So, okay, you have your piece of paper and or your journal. Now I want you to take 3 big deep breaths. That's it. Ground yourself, center yourself. Now I want you to bring up from your lower chakras up into your heart center any wounding, any past wounding from your childhood, from a lost love relationship, any woundings associated with your heart and the love in your heart center. And I want you to bring up, if you can just bring up one, you've probably got more than one, and it's probably better to deal with them one at a time. So draw out the most painful. Just go into your heart center, draw all that energy up from your root chakra, up into your heart chakra, all those memories, the cellular memories, the emotions, bring them up into your heart, and just think about an instance where you feel you were wronged or harmed, or you've got this wounding associated with a love or a relationship, some sort of relationship, a friendship, somewhere where you've been quite badly wounded. Now this can go right back to your childhood or even to past lifetimes. So you draw that up. Just draw one instance, recall that memory, and now in your journal, get your journal ready. So that memory is presenting itself in your heart center. Now let it flow, let that energy, after you've sensed what the feelings are associated with that energy, so just go back into that feeling of wounding at the time, and what it made you feel and how it made you feel, and were you totally blaming another? Were you blaming yourself? All those things, bring them up. Now feel that energy build up and let it flow down your arm, the arm that you have your pen in, whichever, whether you be right-handed or left-handed. Let that energy flow down your arm, and now write in your journal or on your piece of paper, whichever, what this wounding is, who was associated with the wounding, It could have been your parents, it could have been a lost love, it could have been a child, it could have been a friend that you feel really wronged you and really hurt. You really felt it deep in your heart. So write it down, write what the situation was about. Underneath that, write who you blamed for it, why you blamed them for it, and what you feel they did to you, how they hurt you. You may be blaming yourself, write it all down, or you may be placing blame on the other person. Name that person on the paper, that's fine. So just sit in that feeling and write those feelings out. Feel that energy flow down your arm and into the pen and out onto the paper. So you're writing it all out. You're releasing it now and you're letting it go. But to let it go fully, you need to look into what it was, who was involved, why you felt so bad, and how you actually felt. So write all that down. And then after you've written that down, I want you then to write down, I forgive all those responsible for this situation. I forgive all those responsible for this situation, including myself. I forgive them, and I am allowing this situation, this wounding, to be released from me completely, and let it go. I forgive, and I am prepared to let go and forget. I forgive the person, including myself, for the actions that caused this wounding within me. And I am now prepared to totally let this wounding go. I forgive the person or people responsible for this wounding that I am letting go of totally at the moment. I forgive them and I thank them for the experience. I thank them for teaching me this valuable lesson, and I let this wounding go with love. I now release this wounding, release it to Source, for it no longer serves me. It has served its purpose. I have grown from this experience, so I thank all those concerned and realise that it was all part of my journey, my growth, and now I am ready to start anew. For I have learned much from this. Okay, now you can take the page or tear the page out, and you're going to now take that page and burn it. You're going to light the page and burn it and turn it to ash. And as the ash resolves and floats away, as the ash goes to Source, you're letting it go with love. So you're feeling love flowing out of your heart center now. Love for yourself, love for the lesson you've learned, love for having the experience which was part of your spiritual and divine purpose and journey, to go through this experience, to learn by it, to make you who you are today, to assist you to grow into who you are today. So you let it go with love and know that it can no longer affect you. And you can say your own little mantra as you burn it and let it go up. I now release this wounding. I no longer need it in my life. I am ready to start anew with an open heart, open to allowing love into my life. Or whatever you would like to say for yourself. Okay, once that's burnt, so you can then do this daily challenge at any time. Anytime you feel that you have a blockage and a deep wounding, we often think we've let go of things, but often on a deeper level we keep hanging on to them. And if we do this, it presents either in our relationships or in our physical body through dis-ease and illness. So it's really important that we let these woundings go. And unless we address them and let them go, they'll continue to sabotage us. It'll keep coming back, and we will act in a way that will draw this type of situation, whatever the situation was, it'll be drawn back to us, perhaps presented in a different way and a different format, but very much a repeat of what the pattern was. So we need to release it so that we don't keep repeating the pattern and keep creating the same situation. We deserve love in our lives. We deserve joy and happiness. We deserve wellness. But we need to let go of all these heavy, deep woundings that we carry in our cellular memory, or particularly in the lower chakras, we carry them deep within there. We need to bring them up into our heart, let them go, write them down, address it all, as we've talked about in the process. Go through the process one at a time, because it's very powerful. Make sure you drink plenty of water, make sure you rest, and just once you've let it go and burnt it, that's the end of it. You no longer need to deal with that anymore. So it's a really, really powerful challenge. It's really a powerful process. So do it in a time when you're prepared to put the full time into what it takes to do this, and the energy, and be open to being vulnerable enough to bring that up again, because they can be very raw, these woundings. But until you bring it up and deal with it and let it go, it's going to keep sabotaging you in some form. So that this is part of our journey, and we need to let go of that old before we can move into the new way of doing things, and releasing that energy, because it builds up a stuck energy in our body. So we need to release it, and this is a prime way of releasing it. So when you've finished and you've burned it and done the ritual, just take the 3 deep breaths and say, I am now free of this wounding. I am now free of this wounding. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so that's the challenge for today. Very emotional and quite a difficult one today, but really, really worth the effort, and a really great method for letting go of all your woundings and traumas. And like I said, they can be not only from this lifetime, they can be from this lifetime way back to your childhood. They could be recent ones, but mostly they're deep buried from your childhood or from past life experiences. And by writing it down, don't think about it too much, just write down what's coming to you. You can read it afterwards, because you might not even realise that this wounding is there or what it's from. If it's from a past life thing or even a childhood thing, often we bury our childhood memories, and it's really important to bring it up, release it, let it go and move on, because you'll feel much lighter after you've done it, and you're much ready to move forward, and you won't continue to self-sabotage. Okay, so that's it. That's our challenge for today. Hope that was helpful. If it was, give it the thumbs up, share, subscribe. I'd love to have some feedback and comments on these daily challenges, and see how you're enjoying them and if you're finding them helpful. It's really a good guideline for me if there's ones you enjoy more than others. But this is quite a difficult one today, but it's really, really necessary. And particularly with the energies at the moment, it's an ideal time to deal with this sort of thing. Okay, that's it for now. Love and blessings. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see you back maybe later for a meditation, and I will definitely be back for the daily reading tomorrow. Okay, love and blessings. Bye for now, Kath.